Hey, what's up everyone, I'm Mario here, and I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here. We are back for some more yet again for the likes of the Mexi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 for the Nintendo Switch. So last time we have managed to able to, I think we actually lost track on the forms of progression so far, although do you remember Sonic? Oh right, the last time we left off is the fact that we did manage to beat the likes out of Bowser Jr. in the Olympic Stadium, and also same applies to beat the likes out of Larry Koopa from the forms of Equestrian Park, and we managed to able to actually get ourselves the Excitement Battery and stuff like that. And also same applies to that though, we actually done some whole bunch of stuff in Tokyo 1964. So today, for this episode, let's head over to the Tokyo Stadium, and because of that, we're about to be getting ourselves into not only the Excitement Battery progressioning, but then also... Okay, sorry for the little jump cut right there, because if you couldn't tell already, our computer just managed to crash. And as a result, it didn't manage to able to lose our frame rate or lost any of the footage, so that way we can able to accept it. Hey, Tails and Luigi, are you taking in a Rugby Sevens match? We're not here to watch, we want to play. Yeah, and I am in the event too. Want to go up against each other? Yeah, the arena's packed and the crowd is pretty amped. This is a big chance to charge the Excitement Battery. Yes, finally, it's time for me to win a gold medal. While I'm at it, I'll wow the crowd and get them cheered louder than ever. We're counting on you, Wario. Drive the crowd wild, and with great competition, we need to get them rowing. If you want to get the crowd into it, this event is perfect. You look like you're quick on your feet, but what can you bring against a heavyweight like me? Let's see anyone try to tackle me, I'll have them bouncing off like a trampoline. Gah-ha-ha. Alright, so now we're going to be competing against with the next guest character, which appears to be Diddy Kong, and it does manage to take place in Rugby Sevens. Just like in the exact same event as you remember from Rio 2016 Olympic Games, where it plays exactly the same thing as of how it does it previously, except the biggest difference is now, is the fact that it's usually gonna, well, obviously if you couldn't tell already, it's the fact that the camera angle has managed to change up a little bit. So this means is the fact that you can able to see on screen that basically rather than just let the camera facing at the back of the actual team, instead, it will slightly shift it over to the side of the stadium, so as a result, it gets like a different dynamic view. So yeah, basically, all we have to do in this particular event is the fact that we need to aim as many points as we could. And, you know, again, it plays exactly the same thing as how it does it in Rio 2016 Olympic Games counterpart, but the only biggest difference is now is the fact that this is on the Nintendo Switch. So either way though, because chances are, unfortunately, it does not contain the forms of the other variation of Rugby Sevens anywhere else, apart from the fact that in Rio 2016, they did manage to contain two different versions of the forms of the Rugby Sevens event, such as of course the dual versions of that particular event, and also same applies to the forms of the original Rugby Sevens, which is actually firstly introduced in Rio 2016 Olympics. So I'm very glad that this event does make a return in Tokyo 2020, because as far as this event goes, I actually really enjoyed it in Rio 2016, but I'm very glad that it's been returned in this installment once again. So as a result, because it has a lot of chaos going on, and also same applies to the forms of a lot of teamwork effort, and also because of how the fact that, well, every time if you get into the try kind of stuff, as you can see, sometimes you have to get extra amount of points if depending on your conversion, so that way you can able to actually aim for more points, such as if you do manage to get yourselves a try, then you get yourselves 5 points. But if you do manage to get your conversion converted, then you can get yourselves 2 extra points if you try to able to aim your kick at the right time. So as a result, that way you can able to actually just to win any single parts in junior forms of this event, as you can tell. There's not much right to hum about for this point and onwards, guys, apart from the fact that, well, as you can tell, today's day is of course the 17th of July today, in this case in 2020, and recently today that Paper Mario the Origami King has recently released today for the Nintendo Switch. So even then though, we're really looking forward to able to play that game out at long last, but either way though, we can able to actually just to play on the go, luckily, unlike the ones and how it does it in Color Splash that you can't play on the go because of Wii U gamepad's communication has been, well, incredibly, like, non-noticeable. And then you can play, like, you know, Sticker Star on the go, but unfortunately the gameplay has got a little bit more drastically, like, a little bit of a, well, I wouldn't say it downgraded or anything like that, but either way, I do apologize for that particular awkward commentary for this point, guys, because as far as you guys should know, I'm obviously always eating some chili dogs every now and then, and sometimes I always belch most of the time, which can be a little bit gross. Yeah, anyway, enough about that. Another thing we should probably talk about this actually is the fact that according to some rumors out there, I'm really hoping about the fact that they're going to be bringing us into ourselves the new Nintendo Direct for about more than 300 days since the last Nintendo Direct, which is actually on this September the 4th last year. Jesus Christ, it's been about 300 plus days since the last Direct. Imagine, if you will, if we still didn't get one, and then if it, for whatever reason, if it just goes, oh, that was really close for my part. Yeah, anyway, imagine if we don't get a Direct, and then if we waited for about a whole year later, and then as a result, it will become a nightmare. Clearly it's because of the forms of that virus situation has been going on, Sonic, as far as you can remember. Well, at least as far as I've already noticed by this point, Mario, I've already noticed about this, so... And I suppose another thing I should probably explain, although I'll discuss more about it until any moments later, because we did manage to win this entire event, which we actually got ourselves about 33 points total, and as a result we had a blast playing this. And especially noticeable, we can able to not only get our excitement battery charged, but also unlock the next guest character, which appears to be Diddy Kong himself, just like in Rio 2016 counterparts. Our team lost, but it was still an awesome game. Ho 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 ha, listen to them roar. They're all cheering for me. They love me. I'm not really sure about that, but it really filled the battery. Really? There's another event for nearby? I heard there's a big, excited crowd there too. Why not go check it out? Sounds good, thanks. Luigi, let's moto. So now the excitement battery is now up to level 2. And also, as I said earlier, we can now play as Diddy Kong in Rugby Sevens, you know, just like in Rio 2016 Olympic Games. However, just like in Rio 2016 Olympic Games, for some strange reason, is the fact that Diddy Kong's cap doesn't say Nintendo on there, because it's pretty obvious by this point, because I'm pretty sure, unlike in Super Smash Bros. Games, this spire was actually made by Nintendo, of course, in this case Sakurai, as far as I want to notice for this point. That way, Diddy Kong still managed to retain the Nintendo logo in his cap, but in this particular game, alongside with Rio 2016, it doesn't seem able to show up that much. But anyways, let's talk to this green toad here. And this is where you get yourselves other question trivia stuff, which I do apologize for that particular, the ones we did actually missed out in Rugby 7s, but we'll show this to you by the end of the video. So either way though, oh, there's Shadow and Knuckles.
Hey.
Yo, Luigi and Tails, I hear some pretty crazy stuff is going on.
Huh?
Something about charging up some battery. You're telling me you came here just to charge a battery? You heard right. If we don't charge this excitement battery, we can't save Sonic or Mario. So that's what this is about. I'm not interested in playing sports, but I can't help make the competition more exciting. Badminton is played here, with me and Shadow on the floor. That'll get you double the excitement. If that's the case, then we'll be your opponents. Ah, now there's a tough-looking pair. We can't let our guard down with these two. Peach and Yoshi, huh? Don't hold back, no matter who I faced. Or face, whatever you want to call it. The crowd's excitement will triple or even quadruple with these two. Apologize for that dialogue error, folks. I think so too. I'm sure the people in the stands will be looking forward to our match. Let's begin, shall we? I'll show you our ultimate power. Of course, we'll give it our best too. And let us begin with the forms of the next event, which appears to be badminton doubles, and for this, we're going to be competing against with not only Knuckles, but Shadow as well. So hopefully we can able to actually just, well, beat these two down for good, but either way though, we'll talk more about that whenever we get into the actual event itself, which either way though, we'll, talk more about it until then. So either way though, here we go on to badminton doubles, which actually is like a bring back event since in London 2012, which I appreciated. Okay, if you couldn't tell from this point right there, that the reason why we did a jump cut right there, holy crap, after all of that little return hiatus in terms of badminton doubles, I have to say this is without doubt the worst event I've ever played in this game. It's clearly because of multiple things. Although you can use the motion controls if you like, but ultimately speaking though, is the fact that unlike in London 2012 Olympic Games, that we seem to have an okay time with that particular event. But I will say though, why did they screw up this event entirely? It's almost as like a similar thing, but how it does it in Rio 2016 Olympic Games in table tennis match. Whenever you manage to able to try to move the character, which is not the best thing you can recommend. However though, in this particular event, you can able to actually move automatically while you stand completely still. However though, if you dare move your controller, don't recommend doing that, because otherwise you'll end up getting screwed over. And to make matters worse is the fact that sometimes the actual timing positioning is a little bit accurate, which as a result of that specific stuff, in some situations where if the actual shuttlecock just managed to go over through the net like really fast, it's all about timing reflexing and stuff like that, especially noticeable with the fast movements and stuff. And believe me, for those of you probably wondering how many attempts that we actually did manage to do this event entirely, it took us about 20 attempts. 20 fails, and this is gonna be the 21st attempt, by the way, because I swear to God, the timing on this event is a little bit more precise, which I swear to Christ, that I was gonna able to hit the shuttlecock just in time, but most of the time, you're not fast enough, and as a result, you will gonna get wrecked very easily, which I swear to God, definitely one of the most disappointing events that we've ever played in this game. A little bit more of a downfall compared to the forms of how it does in London 2012 version, sadly. But at least in the forms of in The music is alright, but compared to London 2012 though, no. But anyways, now we got ourselves our next battery increased, which is good and all, and we should be good to go for this point.
No.
Ah, I didn't expect you guys to be that good. If it were me alone, I would have won. Oh, you think so, Shadow? Luigi, the battery filled up a lot. More. It's almost there. If there's anything I can do, just let me know. I'll leave the rest to you. Make sure you stay focused until the very end. Oh yeah, by the way, Jet was looking around for Sonic at the Olympic Stadium. Jet was... I wonder why. No clue, maybe they had a match lined up. He seemed pretty worked up. If you're going to go see him, be careful. That's just great. We better head back to the Olympic Stadium and explain what's going on to Jet. And now Shadow and Knuckles joins the team now, so we can able to expect that. And let's just go ahead and say this right now, we should probably best to able to actually just leave this particular, well, location as you can see, because we don't enjoy badminton as much compared to, at least for table tennis though, on the other hand though, does manage to fix things slightly, but nothing even compared to the forms of badminton itself, because I have no idea why they screwed this up. So anyways, let's see right here, where does Knuckles lived? In Angel Island, which is pretty self-explanatory, and Shadow was born in the Ark, in this case the Space Colony Ark, where, you know, Professor, like, Generald, or, well, I think it's President, Generald, that, he did manage to create a Project Shadow or something, so if you're following through our Let's Play of Sonic Adventure 2, or especially noticeable with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, as what's known back in 2017. In fact, at some point next year, though, Sonic, we can able to actually do the Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 Let's Plays again, except this time on the Sega Dreamcast, the original version of those two games, basically, obviously because of nostalgia reasons, and plus, you know, next year it will be your 30th anniversary at some point next year, too. Oh yeah, that's right. So anyways, let's head over to the Olympic Stadium, and, we were expecting to be able to talk to Green Toad for a moment. But no. Huh, that's odd. I don't see anyone around. It is strange, we met him here earlier. Are you sure this is where you met him? Hey, what are you implementing? Are you calling me a liar? No, we're not. That isn't what I meant. Hey, you lot. There's a football match to be played. We need the field cleared so we can get the game going.
What?
Oh hey Tails, where's Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, what?
He promised a penalty shootout in football, but he hasn't shown up. Where is he? Huh? Got stuck into a game system? Come on, you expect me to believe that? No, really, but it's true. That's why we're charging up this excitement battery so we can save Sonic and the others.
Hey.
Hey, I know what. Instead of Sonic, I'll take you on. The crowd crowd will be excited when they see me play. Well, if that's how so is it, I'll settle for a shootout against you. But I'm going to win. I'll show you who's the better athlete. Huh, we'll see about that. I'll prove it to you too. Okay, so now we're going to be heading on to the next event, which appears to be football, but rather than doing with the proper football, because instead we're going to be doing a penalty shootout, which is kind of like the odd choice to be able to actually think about it, but hopefully whenever we get on to the guest character videos at some point or another, then we can at least able to show you guys the proper football match. Because as far as I'm aware, it plays pretty much exactly like how it did in uniforms have been the, the London 2012 Olympics, as well as Rio 2016 Olympics, so I'm pretty sure it's nothing else different about it. Apart from it's actually kind of strange about the fact that this event now managed to take place in the actual Olympic Stadium itself this time around, which is actually a little bit odd, because compared to the previous two counterparts of the football events in London 2012 and Rio 2016, they did manage to have themselves their own places of all things, so that way it just managed to take place in the actual football stadium itself. But for whatever reason, in Tokyo 2020 this time around, though, is the fact that it does take place in here this time, which is a little bit odd, and considering how the fact that, well, I'm guessing they're pretty much going to use this as in the actual the field itself or something. So either way, if you do somehow manage to win, I would say all four or anything like that in terms of penalty shootouts, then it's an instant win. So even then though, it's actually pretty quick and super easy too, so there's not much right to home about in terms of this particular shootout. Nothing but rotten luck today. There's no other way to explain this loss. Though I was easy pickings, didn't you? Still, it was a good shootout and the excitement battery is filling up. And it turns out we're gonna be now on to the fourth spot. So we got about 2 sections left.
Yeah, what?
Hey, wow. That's a neat battery. That's how it gets charged, huh? Looks like it needs just a little more for a full charge. Good luck with the next competition. Thanks, but I think we've been to all of the venues in Tokyo. We need to get the entry passes to other venues. We're almost out of time. And for that, we can able to actually expect to see the actual excitement batteries now into 4 sections. And now we can play as Jet the Hawk in the forms of football. It's kind of a shame though, this the fact that the Wave the Swallow does not make a return. Wave and Storm the Albatross does not even make its appearance either. So, Chapter 16, The Time Remaining. Meanwhile, back in Tokyo 1964 era, what's going on here? Hey, Eggman, what just happened? You know, it starts to flicker, so it means something bad happening. This Pentamium is a sign that the battery for this game system is running out of power. It's been quite a while since we were stuck into this game. It shouldn't be a surprise that the battery is running low. Hey Eggman, what happens to us when the battery dies? Well... Don't tell me we're stuck in this game system, as in we'll never return to the real world? You're not saying that, are you? No, you want the worst case scenario. When the battery runs out, every one of us here will vanish. What? Is this your idea of a joke? My heart can't take it. Yeah, I agree with Bowser for once. Not funny, Doc. It's no joke. We got stuck into the game system after the game started. When the battery runs out, we all vanish. Correct, Mario. Like game data that hasn't been saved, when the battery runs out, we will simply cease to exist. Well, now the stakes get seriously real. We may not have much time left. Bowser, where are you going? I'm going to try to win gold medals no matter what, so at least we can go back. Hey now, this isn't the time for that. Will you quit your habbling? You think I'm gonna let bygones be bygones? And cozy up with you? You protagonists! No, I've got pride. Eggman, we were winning those gold medals. We challenge you to a volleyball match. Did you say volleyball? Ah, yes, Bowser, nice idea. A nice idea indeed. We enjoy a huge advantage in volleyball team action. There's not a minute left to lose. We shall be waiting at the volleyball venue. Don't chicken out. Ho 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 ho. Just vanishing in this world's not for this guy. No sir, no way. Mario, we gotta accept their challenge. Gold medals are on the line. So the next destination we should probably head into right for this point is the fact that we need to head over to that particular the volleyball kind of challenge, as far as I can usually explain about this earlier. So as a result, we need to leave this particular area as it is, and we can able to actually access to, I would say, the final area of the whole entire Tokyo 1964 era, which appears to be by the forms of what else? This particular location. So, yeah, there's not much else to write home about, but either way, though, we'll just, dive straight right into this particular, volleyball event, and we'll get this thing to it. You kept us waiting. We more than ready at 110% behold. My pride and joy, the members of the world's famous Team Eggman. Apologize for that dialogue error, folks. Oh, a team of egg robos. Ho ho ho. They'll hit the ball with precision and power. Does your team even stand a chance? Well, it might have. You never know how a game will turn out until it's played. Don't let our looks fool you. It might save you some tears. Goo-ha-ha-ha-ha. Amusing. Let's see you try then. And now we're going to be competing against with Team Dr. Eggman, in this case in the volleyball event. So either way though, in this particular volleyball event is concerned, it plays out pretty much exactly the same as you remember from the likes of I would say since in London 2012 Olympic Games as well as Rio 2016 Olympic Games in terms of beach volleyball events, except the fact that rather than taking place in outside, instead it takes place on the inside. Well, in this case, the inside the building, as far as you can say for this point, Mario. But anyways, on to you, Sonic, to able to compete against with Dr. Eggman for sure. And apologize for another jump cut right there, just because, well, much like any forms of badminton doubles, this is another one of those events I found is a little bit difficult to play. But as a result, when we get the hang of it though, it might not be so bad. But at least compared to the forms of how it does in London 2012's beach volleyball, that I still find out to be a lot more fun. Well, compared to Rio 2016 beach volleyball, which I suddenly found that particular event in that game is a lot more harder and difficult. Clearly because of the forms of you can't really tell with the judge of the depth of it or something. I know it has been donkey's years, or in this case for this particular matter, it's been about almost 4 years since we last touched upon Rio 2016 Olympic Games after all. But anyway, let's just go ahead and beat the Team Dr. Eggman, as you can see. And the ultimate goal for this is the fact that we need to reach for about 6 points. And then if we manage to reach 6 points, then the game will be over. But of course, you can able to change the settings if you want during the quick match mode or single match mode if you want to say so for this point. So that way you can able to actually get a gist of how long this event will take. But apart from those side of things though, yeah. And thankfully, unlike in badminton doubles, they took the ridiculous amount of those attempts. This one actually gave us for about 5 or so attempts. Like, we did failed 4 times in a row, but then this is the 5th time, this is the 5th attempt by the way, and as a result we can able to actually get the hang of it, and even in this best case scenario, get a lot more better than we actually get used to with it. So there's not much right so we can able to just to talk about this, apart from the fact that, well, we recently started to manage to playing Paper Mario the Origami King recently, so that way we can able to play that game on the go. So it's a good thing, because either way though, that way we can able to enjoy the game. Well, at least when we get into the forms of the final impressions of it, whenever we manage to complete the whole thing first. So anyways, and once you manage to beat Team Dr. Eggman, then the actual match is over. So either way though, and I think we can now able to move on, and conveniently enough, I think we're pretty much done with Chapter 16, if I could recall correctly. Impossible. There must have been an error. There's no other explanation of why Egg Robo team losing. Sorry to disappoint, Eggman. This is what real skills is all about. It's not about size, it's all about skill. Your big boys are nothing without technical ability. Calm down, Eggman. There's still the marathon. The grand finale. It's too early to throw in a towel. Besides, even if we fail to obtain the gold medal, say no more. My thoughts exactly. There's no need for that smug look either. What are you two chatting about now? Up to your usual devious shenanigans, I'm sure? Don't be foolish. We were merely discussing how to ensure our victory in a marathon. Mario, Sonic, when it comes to running long distances in a marathon, stamina's the most important thing. There's nothing like the events so far. We know that. Spare us the lead, sure. Good, excellent. We understand each other. We'll meet you at the natural stadium, the starting point of the marathon. We gotta finish this before the battery runs out. Let's get a move on, Mario. And ending off with a cliffhanger in this chapter, we can able to move on to the next chapter, which is now going to take place in Tokyo 2020, the most recent era, despite the virus situation. Chapter 17, Charging Complete. So does that mean the charging itself will be complete by that point? Looks like it needs just a little more for a full charge. Good luck with the next event. Thanks, but I think we've been to all of the venues in Tokyo. We need to get the entry passes to other venues. We're almost out of time. You're right. There must be someone out there who has a different entry pass. We have to find them. So the dialogue itself on that particular segment is pretty much exactly the same, except they actually added in a new line for, you know, just pointing things out for Tails. So before we leave, we need to go ahead and find those particular trivia ticket stuff before you're able to move on. Although first of all, let's talk to Green Toad here. And okay, there's nothing happening. Can we talk to the Yellow Toad? Or actually, kind of think about it though, Mario, is the fact that in order to be able to get the rest of the remaining of those question trivia tickets, as far as you already saw, sent in the badminton area, basically you need to talk to Green Toad, and that way you can able to get yourselves the remaining of those trivia tickets. But if you don't manage to find all of them, then you can simply just start within a new game, and then thankfully you can able to actually just find the remainings of those little trivia tickets. And because of that though, we're able to actually find some of them in Journey Forms within Tokyo 2020 era, in addition to that the 1964 era as well. So I guess we'll pretty much gonna end things off at this point right there, because we don't think we've got enough time for it. So join us next time for more of Let's Play of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Is the fact that we're gonna be heading over to Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building to check and investigate. And before we end this, however, though, is the fact that we actually left this right here, because to get this, though, you need to ask Green Toad in the forms within Tokyo Stadium, and this is what you get right here. So because of that, though, I apologize for that little ending cliffhanger right there, because, you know, the capture card has glitched up on itself, so I just wanted to let you guys know about this.